Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We present for our for take home tasik. And I will present my group member, which is the first one is Akilah Fakira binti Ayub, Nashira binti Syarwa Noah, and myself, Nurul Sira binti Aznawi. And the topic for our take home tasik is a conflict and negotiator. Okay, we will divide our presentation into two main points, which is the first one is dealing with conflicts, and the second is type of negotiator. In the first point, we divide into three fight, which is three primary causes of conflict in workplace, four type of conflicts and example of the conflict. For the second point, we divide into two parts, which is the type of negotiator and example of situation of each negotiator. Next. So I will continue with dealing with conflicts. Next. Okay, there are three main causes of conflict in workplace, which is the first one is poor communication. As we know, in workplace, communication is very important for us to do to communicate to get tasks done quickly. So there are many different ways of we to communicate with each other, and this type of different ways to communicate will lead to unread messages or miscommunication in workplace. So this can lead into decreasing productivity and also decrease the employee morale. And the second one is personal difference. Every type of person in the workplace has a different person, different personnel. As the company we hire multi-talented people based on their talent and skill, but not all of them will get along because of their personal difference. And last one is misunderstanding regarding policy and practices. This policy and practices is actually good for the people at the workplace, but sometimes it will not always not easy for them to comply as they also have their own opinion. So I will pass into the next presenter. Now I will continue with the type of conflicts. We have four types of conflict, which are intrapersonal, interpersonal, intragroup, and intergroup. Next. The first conflict is intrapersonal, which is an internal conflict which consists in some form of goal conflict or cognitive conflict within an individual. The second conflict is interpersonal, which is a disagreement in some manner which can be emotional, physical, personal, or professional between two or more people. The third intragroup is a conflict that occurs within a team when members of a team have a disagreement about team goals, activities, processes, or leadership. Even though they may all want to achieve the same goal, they may disagree about how to reach it. Intragroup conflict can also occur when team members have differences in communication styles and personalities. And the last conflict is intergroup, which is a disagreement or confrontation between two or more groups and their members, such as between work departments, entire companies, political parties, or nations. Next. Now I will continue for the example of each conflict. The first example for intrapersonal is a lawyer may experience a conflict of values when he represents a defendant he knows to be guilty of the charges brought against him. For the interpersonal, the example of interpersonal is have an argument with a co-worker over an issue of mutual concern that only involves two parties and each person embodies the opposing position in the conflict. Intragroup, for example, a company is about to launch a new product and Josh and Ashley believe that the best marketing strategy is a direct mail campaign to a targeted audience. Beth and Tom believe that social media ads are a better approach. Adam believes that an influencer campaign will have the stronger impact. This is because of the disagreement. No campaign strategy is created and the launch date is only 2 weeks away. Tension is high and the delays impact other departments. And the last is intergroup. For example, the conflict between the marketing and production units within a corporation as each vies for more resources to accomplish its sub-goal. Next.
Okay, now I will proceed with the type of negotiators. There are four types of negotiators, which are competitors, collaborators, compromisers, and accommodators. First, competitors. Competitors use the model of I win, you lose. They tend to do whatever it takes to reach their desired agreement even when it comes at the expense of another person or entity. They are result-oriented and focus on achieving short-term goals. They focus more on winning than reaching a mutually beneficial agreement with other party. For example, a car salesman introduces the pros and cons of the car they sell to their customer to ensure that the customer is attracted to buy their car. They will preserve and continue to promote their cars so that they can achieve their goals. The second one is collaborators. Collaborators means working together with one or more people to complete a project or task or develop ideas or processes. In the workplace, collaboration occurs when two or more people work together towards a common goal that benefits the team or company. Workplace collaboration requires interpersonal skills, communication skills, knowledge sharing and strategy, and can occur in a traditional office or between members of a virtual team. For example, the company has decided to introduce new technology. Some employees in the group are excited, some are indifferent, and some are apprehensive about this development. The ones who are excited can help the ones who are indifferent or apprehensive to embrace the new development by seeing the advantages of the new technology. Next. Next is compromisers. Compromisers is a person who like to bargain. Compromisers split the agreement's value between the two parties versus finding a solution so that everyone benefits from an agreement's full value. They use I win or lose some, you win or lose some model. This is useful when the opposite party is trustworthy and the agreement is under the tight deadline. For example, two governments are trying to reach a trade agreement. A compromiser might give the other government greater access to their country's dairy market to gain protection for digital media trade. But the last one is accommodators. Accommodators follows the I lose, you win model and is the direct opposite of competitive negotiators. They focus on preserving relationship and building a friendly rapport by sacrificing some of their company's interests in favor of the opposite party's interests. Accommodators tend to try to win people over by giving in their requests. Accommodating style work best in situations where your company has caused harm to another and needs to repair a significant relationship. For example, Lisa often sacrifices the fulfillment of her own needs in order to satisfy the needs of another person or a group, uses negotiations to build stronger relationship and avoid a disruption. That's all from us. Thank you.